Brent Musburger.
All right, Pat, thank you. And so next Sunday, the Washington Redskins and the New York Giants will play, and they are tied for first with two other teams in the NFC East. The Phoenix Cardinals picked off the Redskins down in the Valley of the Sun today. 30-21 was the final score, and the Cardinals are in that gridlock in the NFC East. Mark Rypien, he played extremely well. Here he is to Art Monk, a 23-yard touchdown. He had the Skins ahead 7-0. You know the story, filling in for Doug Williams, who's out because of that appendectomy. Here he is going to Ricky Sanders. He threw 3 touchdown passes on the day. It was certainly not his fault. But when called upon, Neil Lomax and the Cardinal defense came up with the big plays in this one. This was Roy Green. He took it on in, Irv.
Brent, you know, the Redskins all week long were more concerned about containing the Cardinals' offense than they were about the quarterback position, even though it was a critical spot for them. The Redskin defense just couldn't contain that offense.
All right, Irv, we'll come back with Dick Butkus. We'll have more scores and highlights when we continue with the postgame show in just a moment.
Find it at the heart of every truck we build. It's on the street and off the road. It's the new spirit of performance.
The top new spirit of Dodge.
Most of my friends don't know what they're going to do after graduation, but I've already locked in guaranteed skill training in the Army. Qualify now and you can reserve even the Army's most sought-after technical training up to 12 months in advance through the Army's delayed entry program. Sure, being a soldier won't be easy, but then nothing worth having ever is.
Traffic jam in the AFC West right now. Seattle has fallen to 2-2, and look who's tied with them. San Diego 24, Kansas City 23. This came down to the final hectic closing seconds. Here is Babe Loffenberg to Lionel James. This is the touchdown that did it, Dick.
Well, what happened, Brent, before that play, there was an interception, and somebody hit the quarterback a little bit too late, supposedly, and there was a flag thrown, which enabled them to run another play and popped it over.
Yeah, one of those linebackers getting
killed. No, I think it was the lineman.
All right. Meanwhile, the San Francisco 49ers, with a big afternoon, they went up to the Kingdome, 38-7 over the Seattle Seahawks. Joe Montana, he lit up the scoreboard. And here he is going to Rice on the afternoon. As many of you know, he caught 3 touchdown passes. Dave Craig out because of the injury. Montana with 4 passes for scores on the day. Here's John Frank from 13 yards out. And now, this was the show, Irv Cross, Montana to Rice.
Montana to Rice once again. And who said there's a quarterback controversy in San Francisco? This guy is simply the best quarterback in the game.
It helps to have a little of that speed on the outside down there, Dick. Get deep for you.
I'm just wondering about Chuck Knox's hit nobody statistic. I mean, this could be 2 weeks in a row. Some poor guy's going to get it.
I would say that movie session. Now, Atlanta and Dallas. This was a dandy game. Unfortunately, the Falcons lost Chris Miller. Let's hope that that leg injury is not serious. X-rays taken of the ankle and the knee came up negative. Now here is a deflected ball thrown early on by Miller, and Noonan with the lineman's dream scoring the touchdown for the Cowboys. They went up by 2. Oh, I'll tell you, Irv, what a great throw here to Stacey Bailey.
Chris Miller has a lot of poise for a young quarterback. Here he hits Stacey Bailey on the move. 68-yard touchdown, just like that.
Irv and Dick, let's take a look at the injury here. Watch Randy White move up. They're going for the safety. They're going to get it. It was just an unfortunate set of circumstances. They collapsed on the leg, and he was taken off the field. Now, meanwhile, the winning touchdown is it. What about this throw by Plur, Dick?
All right, watch Plur. A little bit on the back foot, but he put a little more steam on it this time than he usually does when somebody else intercepts it. But this one goes in for the score.
And Ray Alexander has the winning touchdown for him. The New Orleans Saints, they go to 3-1, so they're in hot pursuit of the Los Angeles Rams, too. 13-9 was the score there. The New York Jets over Detroit, and it was a 17-10 final, and the Jets are giving chase to the unbeaten Buffalo Bills in the AFC East. Ken O'Brien, another superb afternoon, but how about Wesley Walker? 27 yards for the touchdown. And oh yes, You know, Irv, Mark Gastineau is playing better than a lot of his critics thought before the season began.
Well, he's determined to be the kind of a pass rusher he was years ago, and he's starting to get there.
Now, Brigitte has those expensive tastes. He's got to get the big contract.
What about the waving and all that? I thought that was so... That's supposed to be disallowed.
He'll probably be fine. We'll probably hear about that during the sack dance that he does there, right? Miami and Indianapolis and the Colts today win for the first time this season, 15-13. They get 5 field goals by Dean Biasucci. He kicks 2, one of 50 and the other of 51 yards, so a splendid afternoon there. Minnesota and Philadelphia, this is a key game in the NFC Central. Great comeback by the Vikings in this one because the Eagles really pushed them up against the wall. Now watch here. This is Wade Wilson. This is an expensive touchdown. Injured left shoulder, he is knocked out of the game. And that seemed to open the door for the Philadelphia Eagles after that. Randall Cunningham with a great quick kick in the first half, then came back and hit his rookie tight end, Keith Jackson, for a 13-yarder. Eagles led it, but then in the final going, Irv, it was this field goal by Chuck Nelson, and the Vikes pull it out.
If you watched that game, play by play, blow by blow, you'd have seen it as a real heavyweight fight. 13 sacks, 5 by the Eagles, 8 by the Minnesota Vikings, and a kicker came in to win it.
Agony of an Eagle fan. Houston coming back after that embarrassment suffered at the hands of the New York Jets last week. 31-6 over the New England Patriots. Folks, this is a splendid run by Alan Pinkett. Cody Carlson gets it into his hands. He scored 3 touchdowns today for the Oilers. That's the second time this season that Pinkett has scored 3 touchdowns in a single game. And he continues to do a terrific job for the Houston Oilers. And the final was 31-6 in that one. All right, the Buffalo Bills stay unbeaten, and the final there was 36-28, and I guess it was a day, Dick, for blocked punts. Here's one being turned in by the Bills, and Rob Riddick picks it up for the touchdown, and the Bills are unblemished.
Special teams all day today. They've been doing stuff. I mean, even with the Eagle Minnesota game. I mean, the quick kick. Of course, the Eagles missed that field goal, which turns out to be the decisive winning margin.
Cleveland and Cincinnati was the big one in the AFC Central. The Bengals stay unbeaten, 24-17 over the Cleveland Browns. The Chicago Bears, they stay tied with the Minnesota Vikings, 24-6. And the NFL today continues on CBS in just a moment.
Leave it to the good hands, people.
Understanding. It's knowing that buying a new house often means finding new ways to save, even if that means bagging your lunch.
You want whole wheat or rye?
Give me rye.
And Allstate can help with a new house discount that could save you 15% on homeowners insurance.
You want mustard or mayo?
Mayo.
And 15% could buy lots of hot lunches.
You want mixed fruit or pudding?
Do you want the truth?
The Allstate new house discount. Another reason.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Buy 15 rolls of any Owens Corning pink insulation now and get your favorite NFL team jacket free.
Regardless of what some people think, all spark plugs aren't alike. These AC copper core plugs match my car's specs for up to 30,000 miles of high revving firepower.
AC Delco parts. They don't just fit, they match.
Well, coming up next, we'll go to 60 Minutes, except on the West Coast, where you will see it right after the presidential debate. Now, a reminder that we have more tremendous football action in store for you next weekend right here on CBS. It starts with college football as Louisiana State visits unbeaten Florida. The Gators are led by their sophomore sensation and Heisman Trophy candidate, Emmitt Smith. He gained 164 yards and scored 2 touchdowns against Mississippi State yesterday. The Tigers and Coach Mike Archer answer with a Heisman Trophy candidate of their own, quarterback Tommy Hudson. His passing could be the difference in this key matchup. On Sunday, it begins with the NFL Today at 12:30 Eastern, and our feature game brings together the last 2 Super Bowl champions, the Giants and the Redskins, in a rematch at RFK Stadium. In the season opener, Jim Burt of the Giants returned this interception of a Doug Williams pass, 39 yards for the winning TD to give the Giants a head start in the tough NFC East. But things will be different next Sunday. Williams is recuperating from an emergency appendectomy. His replacement, Mark Rippon, will be making only his 2nd NFL appearance. For the Giants, All-Pro linebacker Lawrence Taylor will become eligible to return after his drug suspension. Commissioner Pete Rozelle will make a decision later this week. That's the Giants and the Redskins 1 week from today here on CBS Sports. And we look forward to seeing what the commissioner's decision will be regarding Lawrence Taylor and the other players who have been suspended. So a reminder that the key game coming up next Sunday on CBS again will be the Washington Redskins, and they'll be taking on the New York Giants in RFK Stadium. Coming up next here on CBS, 60 Minutes, followed by the presidential debate. For Dick and Irv, I'm Brent. So long, everybody. We hope you've enjoyed the NFL Today on CBS.
United Airlines, from the ground up, rededicated to giving you the service you deserve. Come fly the friendly skies. When you look for champions, you look to CBS Sports.
Here's what the critics are saying about Wise Guy. It's a tough, gritty, fast-paced show. If you want intrigue, danger, and double dealing, watch Ken Wall in Wise Guy, Wednesdays.
This is CBS.
Channel 11.